Hello, this is Tom Clow with this week's Precious Metals Market Update. I want to get right to the point. We've seen an explosion of $40 since Friday, and we're getting a lot of calls plus a lot of orders. And I want to just get right to people are calling asking me if we've seen numbers that China's going to release on their gold holdings that are audited. They have to have the IMF in the next few days to get the special drawing rights in the IMF to join the other four currencies that have it. And this is the first time the IMF's let a new currency in since the euro back in 2001. So it's been 15 years. The other three that originally started, England, Japan, the U.S., go back to 1969. But here's what I can tell you. Having done this for 40 years, our phone has been ringing off the hook, and it's for large orders. As I filmed this on Wednesday morning, we've already had a substantial of $100,000 plus orders. And what it tells me is these are people that buy physical metal from me because of low pricing and low storage fees, but they get their timing information from other services they buy. Those services don't sell, they just sell information. So I can always tell when they think there's going to be a surprise. The dollar is now down 4.2% for the year, and depending on what happens in the next 8 or 9 days, as China announces their gold holdings to the world, plus other dollar-denominated investments, we could see some fireworks, as we've seen since Friday, with gold going from 13.11 up to 13.51 as I filmed this on Wednesday morning, the 7th of September. So people saying, is it going to dip one more time? I don't know. I can't tell you that. We're at the same time that some of our orders are moving out of stocks because they're getting sell signals on stocks and buy signals on gold. And that's not unusual this time of year because if you look at history, the stock market's worst 2 months are September and October, and those are gold's historical best 2 months. It doesn't happen every year, but as a rule of thumb, that's what happens. And then we still are faced with negative interest rates where clients around the world are not willing to give their money and pay a bank to hold their money, especially when we're reading the paper every day about Deutsche Bank could be out of business as early as a month from now with their derivatives they have and their liabilities. So we're in a very crazy time. We got an election going on in the U.S. We have still the Sharia law stuff and the Japan printing money that I mentioned in the webinar that we did for Jerry back in the end of July. If you haven't seen it, you can go in and fill a lot of the pieces in I'm talking about right now. But all I can say is I can't think of a more potential explosive time in precious metals than I've seen in several years. Now, there are no guarantees. China could come in and have a low amount of gold. And if they do, then you would probably see the dollar come back up and gold level out or even drop off some from wherever it is. But once again, I find that hard to believe with the kind of people that are ordering gold and the amounts they're putting in. The Sharia law thing I have no update on except to say they continue to negotiate where Muslims that live under Sharia law could be allowed to own precious metals for the first time, and this would affect 20% of the world's population. 20% of the world's population, about 1.4 billion, about 1.4 billion people that could be buying gold by the end of the year if everything fell into place with the Islamic committees that are working on this. So this is all up. So it's no new news except to give you what's going on in the fundamental world. Dollars going down, stocks are down, gold is up sharply, and the dollar should keep dropping based on the amount of money we've created and the strong possibility that both Japan and China will start a timely liquidation of U.S. treasuries at a time when there's hardly any liquidity for treasuries, which could send the bond market tumbling. and we'll keep you abreast of this as it develops. So hopefully you got a better look. We're closing in on this magic date for China's announcement. So my question is, you need to call now if you're interested before that announcement comes, if you believe like the big money. If you're interested in a precious metals IRA, give us a call. And also, if you've got rare coins, I still advise you to get into bullion coins as quickly as you possibly can. If you have any questions, you can reach us at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812. You can talk to Dan, Kathleen, or myself. Till next week, this is Tom Cloud signing out.